So Abram went up from Egypt to Negev with his wife and everything he had, and Lot went with him. Abram had become very wealthy in livestock and in silver and gold. From the Negev, he went from the place to place until he came to Bethel, to the place between Bethel and Ai, where his tent had been earlier, and where he had first built an altar. Somebody say an altar.
An altar.
There Abram called on the name of the Lord. Now Lot, who was moving about with Abram, also had flock and herds and tents, but the land could not support them while they stayed together, for their possessions were so great that they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose between Abram, herdsman, and Lot. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abram said to Lot, "Let us not have any quarreling between you and me, or between you, or between your herds and mine, for we are close relatives." I'm going to continue in verse 9. "Is not the whole land before you? Let's part company. If you go to the left, I go to the right. If you go to the right, I go to the left." Verse 14. "The Lord said to Abram, after Lot had parted from him, look around from where you are, to the north and to the south, to the east and west." I'm going to continue to verse 15. "And all the land that you see, I will give to you and your offspring forever." May God have a blessing to the reader and the hearer of his word. Briefly for a moment, I would like to speak to you on the third phase of this series, the zone. We are now into the learning zone. Look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor, we are now into the learning zone. Amen. You may be seated in the presence of God. We are now into the learning zone. We have already journeyed from number one, the first week of this month. We have already talked about the comfort zone. And how do we know that we are in the comfort zone? Gave you 3 reasons how you know that you are in the comfort zone. Number one, you feel safe. Number 2,
Control.
you like control. Thank you. Number 3, yeah, you done settle and you done adjust to the place that you're supposed to only journey through. And we jumped from the comfort zone, we went to the fear zone. I gave you the acronym of FEAR, which means false evidence appearing real. We came to the conclusion on Wednesday night that the enemy is attacking your faith. Yeah. We come to the conclusion that the enemy, he wants to stop you and get you off of your testimony. We came to the conclusion that God don't want us to live in the spirit of fear, but of love, power. Thank you, y'all in the house. So how do we know that we're in a fear zone? Number one, you lack self-confidence. You lack self-confidence. Number 2, you find excuses. I feel you. You find excuses to stay in your fear zone. Number 3, yeah, you're affected by opinions of others. Because everybody likes to be liked by somebody. So sometimes your opinion does matter. Thank you, thank you. And so we learned so much in the fear zone that it blessed me so much I began to do more studying on fear. Which I come to understand where my fear zone is. I just want to ask you the question, do you know where your fear zone is? You're not supposed to stay in fear because you might start out your journey in fear, but you can't stay in fear. Because faith and fear can't walk together.
Right.
If you're walking in faith, faith casts out fear.
That's right.
But when you walk in fear, fear will cast out faith. Y'all got it? I'm going to say it again. If you walk in faith, faith casts out fear. But if you're walking in fear, fear casts out faith. So they can't walk together. Look at somebody and say they can't walk together.
They can't walk together.
And sometimes God push you out. He push you out so you can get out of your fear zone.
Right.
Some of us have been brought out. Some of us have been pushed out. Some of us have been, y'all don't forget. Some of us, God have brought us out. He sent somebody to bring you out. Some of us have been pushed out. What was the other two?
Called out.
Some of us have been called out. What was the other?
Chased out.
And some of us been chased out.
Right.
Yeah. So question. Which one have God done to you? Allowed you to go through? Have God allowed you to be chased out of your comfort zone? Have He sent somebody to bring you out of your comfort zone? Have He had to push you out? Or have you been called out? You know, Abraham was called out. So now we're going to go a little bit further. Somebody say, let's go a little bit further. And so now we are into the learning zone. This one right here is a doozy too. Because you never stop learning.
Amen.
Listen, you're never too old to stop learning. And you're never too young to stop learning. As long as you have breath in your lungs, guess what? You're going to continue to learn. Look at somebody and say, you got to continue to learn. Some of us, let me, can I say something to you? I just want to be transparent. Sometime in this thing called life, we're going to have to go through some challenges.
Right.
We're going to have some problems.
That's right.
And this is what we call life. Nobody is safe when it comes to life.
Right.
So I'm going to give you 3 things to let you know that you're in the learning zone. Number 1, you deal with challenges and problems. You deal with challenges and problems.
Amen.
Number 2, you have acquired new skills. When you're in the learning zone, you acquire new skills in the learning zone. Number 3, extend your learning zone, extend your comfort zone. Your learning zone, extend your comfort zone. Let me explain. When you are in your learning zone, you got to learn how to deal with challenges. And some of us don't like to deal with challenges. Some of us, instead of us dealing with the challenge, guess what most of us do? We run from the challenge. And every challenge and every problem, you will have a learning experience. In every challenge and every problem, you will have a learning experience. What did I say?
Every challenge and every problem.
In every challenge and every problem, you will have a learning experience. I need y'all to wake up today. Number 2, you will acquire new skills. God is literally giving you new skills when you are in your learning zone. He's sharpening up some of your gifts. He's showing you gifts and talents that you didn't even know that you had because you are in the learning zone. And because God teaches us where our new skills skills are by allowing us to be in our learning zone. And in this season where you are in right now, you are learning something in the season you're in right now, right? And so in the extended, when he extend your comfort zone, it is that God is teaching you in the learning zone how to get comfortable while you are learning, but you're uncomfortable. He's teaching you how to get comfortable in your learning zone while you are uncomfortable. So in other words, I'm saying, don't panic, don't have an anxiety attack, don't lose your mind, because God is teaching you while you are in the learning zone. Look at your neighbor and ask your neighbor, are you in the learning zone? And this is the time where you learn valuable lessons while you're in the learning zone. Because you are in the learning zone, you learn valuable lessons, okay? So in this what we call life, I have a question for you. Who is challenging you in your learning zone? Amen. Question. Who is challenging you when you're in your learning zone? Question number 2. Who is your problem when you're in your learning zone? I want to make sure you get this real good, because I don't want to go too fast past this right here. I asked you, who is challenging you while you are in your comfort, while you're in your learning zone? Who is challenging you while you're in your learning zone? Who is the problem while you're in your learning zone? Because all of us have to deal with people. And God used people sometimes to challenge us and cause us to have problems, because sooner or later you're going to run into a situation where, guess what, you're going to clash with somebody. I mean, it just lies. You're going to come to a point where in your learning zone you're going to clash with somebody, and how you respond to when you clash with that person depends on how fast you come out of that zone, of that season, of how fast you get the victory, how bad do you want it. I want you to ask your neighbor, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Okay, I need y'all to give me a little bit more energy. If you can turn it up about 2 more notches, and I can go ahead and get through this sermon right quick. Amen? Amen. Because I'm trying to let you out early. You know, I'm trying to let you out early so you come on back. But if you don't cooperate, we're going to have to tear it a while. So we might well write that in. Sister Cooper, you're going to clash with somebody, but how you respond to when you clash with somebody, you know how it is when you pray in that car, and it seems like as soon as you walk in that job, that person's stealing your prayer. You remember that in Bible study? Seems like I just got through praying and somebody just came and stole my prayer. Because you're going to clash with somebody. You may even clash. Listen, relationships is something else. Right. True that. Now, I'm not just talking about marriage. I'm talking about relationship with your spouse. I'm talking about relationship with your friends. I'm talking about relationship with your children, relationship with your neighbors. You're in relation with somebody, and sooner or later you're going to clash with one or the other. Right. Come on, you can just pick and choose. Right now, on the top of your mind, you already know who you're going to clash with likes. It might have been yesterday. Or maybe it might have been 2 weeks ago. Might have been 10 years ago. I don't know, but you know you're gonna clash with somebody. Okay? So we're gonna find out. See, because now we're gonna have to learn how to deal with the challenges. We're gonna have to learn how to deal with the problems. You can't sweep it under the rug anymore. You're gonna have to deal with it. Help me preach today and tell your neighbor you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it. Yeah, you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with them problems. You can't sweep it up under the rug. You gotta what? You gotta deal with it. So now that I'm in the text, we're gonna understand here. Now Abram, the Bible says in verse 13 and 2, that Abram had become very wealthy in livestock and in silver and in gold. He became very wealthy in what? Livestock, silver, and gold. Livestock, silver, and gold. You got to deal with it. You can't run from it, and you can't ignore it. You got to deal with it. You can't run from it, and you can't ignore it. I'm going to say it again. You got to deal with it. You can't run from it, and you can't ignore it. Oh, I'm talking to somebody right now. I feel you all up in my spinal cord. But you want God to bless you, but He can't bless you because you won't deal with it. He can't bless you because you keep running from it. Oh, I heard you now. You can't deal with it because guess what? You keep ignoring it. It did happen. You did have a clash. But how you respond to it? Let me get to the text. Let me get to the text. In the text, Abram was a very wealthy man. He was wealthy in livestock and silver and gold. But guess what? He didn't have no problem until he started getting blessed. You know, as long as you're going along with, you know, and everybody's struggling, it seems like, you know, it's okay, we struggle together, because you know what? Misery loves what? Y'all say that loud and on time. Misery loves company. And so whenever God gets ready to bless you, when you are in the learning zone, how you know your blessing is right around the corner? You got to know right when you start clashing with other people, you're going to, especially those that you wasn't supposed to clash with, you're on the verge of your breakthrough and your blessing. Right when you clash with somebody and it's the least one that you expected, then therefore you're in a learning zone how to respond. And in this season, you cannot respond in the manner or the capacity you used to respond. Because now Abram, see, in verse number 11, in chapter number 11, Abraham was in his comfort zone. In chapter number 12, Abram was in his fear zone. In chapter 13, now he's in his learning zone. And in chapter 13, now he is on his way to his receiving his promise. And you know, his promise started when he was 75, but God didn't bless him until he got through this learning zone. Well, let's find out why or what Abram had to learn. Come on, y'all say, tell me what he learned.
Tell me what he learned.
Now he's moving on. He have come from Egypt. Now he's back to Bethel. He built an altar to the Lord, and then Abram called on the name of the Lord. See, you got to know when to call on the name of the Lord. Whenever you are in a place, you know that God is doing something. You got to know where you are. You got to know that God, there's something on the inside of you that is letting you know that God is getting ready to bless me. I told you that this is the year of open door. This is the year of opportunity, and you have to know that God is getting ready to bless me. When things start happening unexpected, you got to know that God is getting ready to bless you, and He's getting ready to push you out of your comfort zone. You're not comfortable right now because God is pushing you out of your comfort zone. You're not comfortable right now because maybe you are in your fear zone and you don't want to face these fears because you keep running from it, you keep ignoring it, and you keep sliding it up under the rug. But God said this year, in this season, you're going to have to deal with it. Come on, look at somebody and say, you're going to have to deal with it. Yeah. You're going to have to learn how to deal with that person that is hateful to you sometimes. You're going to have to deal with that child that will want to be disobedient all the time. You're going to have to deal with that job that you hate going to, but yet still you ignore it because it gets the bills paid. But God is pushing you to go a little bit further. And you got to know that God is pushing you because you are in a wealthy place right now, but you ain't seen what God is about to do in your life. God is about to bless you way further than you can imagine, because in verse number 5, here it is, all of a sudden Abram was blessed, and now he's moving forward, and every time you see Lot's name, you see Abram's name. Why? Because he was connected to Abram. He was what? He was connected to Abram. And see, you got to understand, I told you that your obedience, listen, your obedience is connected to somebody's destiny. And because you are not walking in obedience, somebody can't receive their destiny. Somebody can't walk in their destiny because connected to you in order for you to reap your blessing. Listen, you cannot get anywhere by yourself. You need somebody that you are divinely connected to. You have to have a divine connection. Come on, somebody say divine connection. You have to have divine connection. And see, now something is holding up our blessing. Until you deal with the challenges and the problems of your life, you will not understand the skill set that you have. Until you learn how to deal with the challenges and the problem, you got to be comfortable when he have you in the extent your comfort zone. He extend your comfort zone. But now, even though he extend your comfort zone, he wants you not to be comfortable being uncomfortable. But you got to understand, don't lose your head while you're in it. Y'all hear me? Let me hurry up and preach this. And so you are, because you are connected to a blessed person. Listen, you cannot be connected to me. If I'm blessed, you gonna have to be blessed too. If I'm blessed, the blessings go fall on you. Come on. If you connected to somebody divinely, the blessings will fall on you. So that's why you have to be careful who you connect with. That's why you have to be careful when you don't deal with the challenges in your life, because now God will put you in a place where you don't have no choice but to deal with this situation. It's a challenge now, but yet still God is in the blessing business. He began to bless Abram, he began to bless Abram, and he began to bless Abram. And because he blessed Abram, Lot will begin to be blessed too. But all of a sudden, because both of them were so blessed, in verse number 6, the Bible said that the land could not support them while they stayed together, for their possessions were so great that they were not able to stay together. And quarreling arose up between Abram herds and Lot's herds. Listen here, and right when the quarrel rose up, listen, this is warfare right now, because now the issue is not that can you be blessed. The issue is now I have to deal with these challenges. And listen how Abram deal with the challenge. I need you to pay attention how Abram deal with the challenge, okay? Because now we are in warfare. You understand, the more blessed you are, the more warfare you have. Come on. The more anointed you are, the more warfare you have. The enemy is not going to let you have anything easy. The enemy don't want you to have any more revelation. The enemy don't want you to have any more success. He's coming to steal, kill, and destroy. And right when you get ready to get blessed, and God supernaturally bless you, he will allow the enemy to come in and sabotage and try to sabotage your blessing. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, don't let him have it. Don't let him have it. You got to control your emotions this time. Listen, Abram did not lose his head. He kept himself up under control. He did not have no attitude. He kept himself under control. See, the problem is when we get into a quarrel, and we become debating and fussing with other people. You are wasting time and energy when you could have been a lot further, because God is teaching you. High five your neighbor and tell them that God is teaching you. Yeah, God is teaching you. So that the herds will begin to argue. So now they begin to clash. They begin to clash, and they start arguing over the land. Look what Abram said in verse 8. He said, the Bible says, Abram said to Lot, let not have any quarreling between you and me. He could have said, you couldn't have nothing as you had if you weren't with me. How you gonna have your man talk about my man? See, you gotta understand, before he got to Abram and Lot, the people that was already connected to them had started the quarreling. See, sometimes you ain't got to start nothing, but it's the people that are around you that start something, and by the time they get to you, then everything is blown out of hand if you don't keep your composure. Look at your neighbor and say, you gotta keep your composure. You gotta keep your composure, because see, God is getting ready to bless you, and if you allow this clashing to take you out, then God cannot release. God, there it is. Thank you, Holy Ghost. God cannot release the blessing unto you, because there is too much confusion in the air. Amen. Oh God. See, now my next point is, see, you got to be a thermostat and not a thermometer. Listen what I'm saying here. You shift the atmosphere. You are called to change the atmosphere. Listen, when I came in here in the sanctuary, I had to call Brother Rendell and tell Brother Rendell to come here. I asked him why he had the air conditioner, the heater on, because now it was cold in here, but now that the people are here and we begin to praise God, the atmosphere began to change. See, if Abram had to call a grip on this thing, this could have been really bad, but he had to not let that get to him. He had to change the atmosphere. Look at somebody and say, you're not a thermometer, you're a thermostat. Yeah. So that means when I come into the atmosphere, that means I come in and don't let you adjust me, I adjust you. Come on up in here. You can't let nobody pull you into a quarrel. And you got to understand that I am blessed. Please help me preach today and say that I am blessed. Yes. You gonna come on. You got to keep your composure. You can't get into no bet with them. You can't get into no conversation. And you got to tell what's on your mind. You can't get into no blow up to nobody and say, what's up, man? No. You got to bump all that stuff. You got to get to the place where God can release the blessing. And when he get ready to release the blessing, he changed the atmosphere. Abram had to change the atmosphere because he knew his blessing was right around the corner. So he said, no, there can't be no argument between you and me. He said, we are family. I need you to hop out your neighbor and tell your neighbor we are family. Yes. We are family. We are family whether in blood or we are family in the spirit. And if we can't allow this thing to come up against us, we can't allow this to come between us because we got too much blessing for both of us to receive. Oh, look at your neighbor and say, I am blessed. Yes, I am blessed. You know why I'm blessed? Because I am chosen to change the atmosphere. You got to remind yourself of who you are. You got to remind yourself that God made me the head and not the tail. You ain't got to act a fool because somebody else act a fool. You are called to change the atmosphere. Oh God, I wish you could talk to me today because I need you to understand that God, listen, watch this. God, when quarreling starts, it affects the atmosphere. It's nothing like coming into a job and you walk in the office, you can tell when the atmosphere ain't right. Ain't nobody got to say nothing. You come up in there, you can just feel the tension. You can just tell because why? Because nothing can flow when there's quarreling. So Abraham, he's learning this because now he said, I need to get my flow back. Oh, I need you to help me to preach today and say, I need to get my flow back. Oh, you need to tweet that. Look, I need you to tell somebody today, I'm about to get my flow back. Oh, yeah. I've been held up too long. Baby, I got to get my flow back. Come on. I done missed too many opportunities. I got to get my flow back. Oh, God, see, you got to understand what the enemy is after. The enemy is after your promise. See, he don't want your car. He's after your promise. He don't want your house. He's after your promise. Whatever God has promised you, the enemy don't want you to have it. So he allowed people to come around you that will get on your nerves, and you got to learn how to handle it. You got to learn how to deal with it. You got to learn how to put it in place. And see, now listen, this is what Abraham is doing. Abraham is putting people in position in their place so I can receive my promise. If you don't deal with it, you can't put people in their place. See, sometimes me and my son have a conversation. I don't like him sometimes because I think sometimes he forget that I'm his dad. And I might not listen to him right away. But that Lord won't let me go to sleep. And see, when you're open to grow, God won't let you go to sleep. But you got to be open to grow. And you got to be able to take constructive. Thank you. So Lot, he said, listen, he told Lot, he said, pick whatever you want. You know why he gave him the option? Because when you know the blessing and the anointing upon you, you can have whatever you want because I'm still going to be blessed. Oh, y'all. See, if we learn that, you wouldn't worry about somebody taking your job, taking your position on your job. When it's time for your promotion, no devil in hell can stop you from greatest challenge. When you deal with the problems, God is starting to show you that you have new skills that you haven't acquired yet. See, you didn't even know that you was able to counsel somebody until you got into a quarrel. You didn't even know that God can give you them kind of words. You didn't even know your scriptures can come back up in your remembrance until you got in a heated situation. If you're willing to grow. Now, if you want to stay where you've been or where you are, keep doing what you always been doing. Look at somebody say it's time to grow.
It's time to grow.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, look at somebody else and say it's time to grow.
Time to grow.
Okay, let me hear you. It's time to grow. And so now, you are not a thermometer. What are you?
A thermostat.
Oh, God. You are not a thermometer. You are what?
Thermostat.
Oh. When's the last time somebody tried to shift your atmosphere? See, we keep coming to church, and keep coming to church, and we ain't getting no blessing. Guess why? Because God can't allow them to flow because some clogging up the flow. Some is clogging up, some have got your runway blocked.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what will block it even faster than anything is that when there is quarreling in the room.
That's right.
When God will not come in and bless anybody if there is arguing and fussing all the time. Sooner or later, somebody got to be the mature one and say, listen, okay, you can have whatever you want. Come on here. I'm teaching this lesson today. You got to be mature enough, like Abram said. He kept his eye on the prize, and he said, listen, you can have whatever you want. And the land he picked was the land that his wife turned to a pillow of salt. We'll teach that in Bible study. Y'all catch that? The land he picked was the land where his wife turned to a pillow of salt. Because when Abram had to go get him and bring him out, when he came and got him and brought him out, the angels told Lot what to do and told them, don't look back. Look at somebody say, don't look back.
Don't look back.
But he never should have been there anyway. If he had stuck with the one he was connected to, he would have been in that position. Look at somebody say, don't lose your head.
Don't lose your head.
Don't lose your head. I know right now there's some quarreling going on, but don't lose your head. See, he picked a land that was the most beautiful, and Abraham took the one that was least likely, but God blessed him anyway. I come to tell you today that God is going to bless you anyway. You are in the learning season, and God will bless you anyway. I know it don't look like you're going to come out, but God's going to bless you anyway. I know it don't seem like you won't ever make it, but God's going to bless you anyway. I know it seems like the atmosphere is not right, but God said, I'm going to bless you anyway, because I'm going to take charge and change the atmosphere. I'm going to get in my position and change the atmosphere. I want you to get in your position and ask God to change the atmosphere. You're going to have some challenges, but God said change the atmosphere. I know you're going to be mad, but I need you to change the atmosphere. I know you want to go off, but I need you to change the atmosphere. I know you want to run away like you always do, but God said I need you to change the atmosphere. High five the neighbor and tell the neighbor, I need you to change the atmosphere. Come on, tell them I need you to change the atmosphere. My blessing is locked up in you. I need you to change the atmosphere. My success is locked up in you because I need you to change the atmosphere. If you don't change the atmosphere, we can't make it. But the Bible says, ooh, I feel like preaching. It says, because the land couldn't hold them to stay together at the same time. Oh. And then the text says, Abram said, he told Abram, let's part companies. You go your way. That's what people you have to tell. You go your way. See, I don't waste too much energy with you. You go your way. Come on, y'all. Come on. I need you to build confidence in saying this right now. Listen, I need you to know. When they say for them, listen to what I'm saying. For them, they had to go their separate ways. For them. It may be something God is telling you to disconnect with. That you have to get to the place and have the courage to that? See, first he allowed him to go to a land that had a famine. Why would God allow him to go to a land? See, God ain't going to stop you when you make up your own mind to do what you want to do. God never told him to go over to Egypt. But yet still he went because the famine was so bad. He made his own decisions. Listen, look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor, don't move until God say move.
Don't move until God say
Yeah. Tell them don't move until God say move. Y'all didn't hold on to that revelation at all that long. Baby will laugh on that one. All right. I'm going to give y'all this last bit and I'm going to let you go on. Listen, God cannot pour more blessings into you until the atmosphere is clear.
Yes, sir.
I need y'all to hear me now. God cannot pour more blessings into you until the atmosphere is clear. And your learning zone is going to teach you how to clear the atmosphere.
Right.
You see, we want church, we want ministry, but until we clear the atmosphere, there will be no blessings.
That's right.
He can't bless when the atmosphere is clogged up. I need you to unclog the atmosphere. Okay? The learning zone is going to show us how to address challenges and problems. How do you know that you're in the learning zone? Number one, deal with the challenge and the problems. Number two, acquire new skills. Number two, extend your comfort zone. The promise will not be released until these three things happen. The promise will not be released until these three things happen. What three things? I'm glad you asked. Number one, give you some news. At least y'all awake. Number one, stop the quarreling. The communication got to get better. Number two, you got to come to an agreement. An agreement has to be made. Number three, there are going to have to be some changes made. You got to make some changes. When the confusion broke out, Abraham knew that this couldn't continue, so he had to tell Lot, we can't do this. The quarreling got to stop. They came to an agreement. He said, you can pick whatever you want. You can go to the left, you can go to the right. But we got to separate parts. We got to go our separate ways. And there have to be some changes. The changes was, listen, when Lot departed from him, this is the reason why I wanted you to read verse 14. When Lot departed, then Abram was able to hear from God. When Lot departed, when they went their separate ways, then Abram heard from the Lord. Listen, God never promised Lot anything. Everything he had was because of Abram. Y'all with me?
Amen.
Everything Lot had was because of Abram. That divine connection. So he's the one that's taking the loss, not Abram. You got to know who you are. And so now, they pick whatever one, and now the atmosphere is clear. Here we go. In verse 14 it says, the Lord said to Abram, after Lot had departed from him, He said, look around from where you are, the north and the south, the east and the west. He said, all the land that you see, I will give to you. Listen, he said, I will give to you and your offspring. And your offspring. Here it is, coming to a close. Some of us cannot receive our promise because we have the wrong spirits around us. And if you don't have the right spirits around you, the spirit that agrees with you, that agree with the promise in you, then you cannot change the atmosphere. Quarreling, agreements have to be made. Quarreling got to be stopped. Agreements have to be made, and there got to be some changes. And then you will be able to hear, and then you will be able to see. Once he had cleared the atmosphere, and then Abram was able to hear from God, and then he was able to see all the promises that God had in for him. So you got to understand, when you clear the atmosphere, somebody say clear the atmosphere. When you clear the atmosphere, then you got to know that you'll be able to hear, you can see, and then you're going to walk. And in the learning zone, it teaches you how to deal with the challenges and the problems of life. Nothing will stop your blessing as long as the atmosphere is clear. Nothing will stop you as long as there is no chaos in your sanctuary. Nothing can stop you as long as you have an altar. There is no need to build an altar if you're going to stay in chaos. There is no need to continue to bring sacrifices if you're going to stay in chaos. Look at somebody and say, clear the atmosphere. Come on, tell your neighbor, clear the atmosphere. Because I need to see, come on, I need to hear, I need to see, and I need to walk. Come on, I need you to clear the atmosphere. Because the blessing that I'm about to receive, I got to hear from God. I need you to hear me now. Now that the atmosphere is clear, I can hear from God. Now that the atmosphere is clear, I can see what my promise look like. Some of you don't even know what God wants to bless you. Some of you don't even understand what God wants you to do. But once you clear the atmosphere, you can hear from God. What are your gifts and talents? You can hear from God your gifts that He has for you. Look at somebody and say, God is about to change the atmosphere. You're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. And I come to tell you today that you are in the learning zone if you have challenges and problems. You are in the learning zone if you learn how to admit that you have new skills to acquire. You are in the learning zone when you're in the place where you got to be comfortable while you're uncomfortable. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Because I don't like being in here. I'm coming out of debt, but yet still, it never seemed like I'm enough. But God is just saying, I don't need you to lose your mind. God is just saying, I don't need you to lose control. God is just saying, you don't need no creeping at night. God is just saying, you don't need a man on the side. All you said, get comfortable for a minute while you're uncomfortable. Because I'm about to bring you out. I'm glad your neighbor said, I'm about to come out. 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 I'm just learning some new things right now. I'm about to come out. I'm about to come in my comfort zone. I'm about to come out. I'm uncomfortable right now, but I'm changing my mind about it. I'm changing my mind about it. You know why I changed my mind? Because I got to change the atmosphere. I got to change the atmosphere. I got to change the atmosphere. I don't need no buzzers in my atmosphere. I'm only flying with eagles. Look at somebody say, I'm about to go higher. I'm about to go higher. You don't see eagles flying around with everybody. But I got to stop hanging with these chickens because these chickens are getting on my nerves. I got to stop hanging with these chickens because these chickens ain't taking me nowhere. I got to quit hanging with these chickens because they ain't flying high enough. Look at somebody say, it's time to go higher. 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 Now that you're out of your comfort zone, now that you're out of your fear zone, now you're in the learning zone. And how do you know you're in the learning zone? Now you're not going to sweep it up under the rug anymore. You're going to deal with these challenges. You're not going to sweep it up under the rug anymore to be problems. You're going to deal with these problems. You're going to deal with these problems. And now while you're dealing with the problems and the challenges, God is going to start showing you new skills that He is asking you to acquire. And now that you're in the learning zone, He wants you to get comfortable being uncomfortable for a season. He don't want you to stay there. He just wants you to don't lose your mind while you're there. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, He said, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they what? They comfort me. Yeah. He don't want you to lose your mind while you're in the valley. He don't want you to lose your mind because He's going to lay you down in green pastures. He don't want you to lose your mind because He needs to remind you that He have a plan for you. He wants you to remind you that I've already blessed you. Even though you hadn't come out yet, I need you to do like Abraham. Once the atmosphere is clear, then you'll be able to hear. Once the atmosphere is clear, then you'll be able to see. Once the atmosphere is clear, and then you will be able to walk. Give God some praise up in here. Give God some praise. Come on, you can do better than that. Give God some praise like you're about to come out. Come on now. Give God some praise like you want your blessing. Give God some praise like you're not going to lose it this time. Give God some praise because you got to understand He gave you your strength back for you to go a little bit further. Give God some praise because He's showing you how to break down your debt. Give God some praise because He's getting ready to open up the door of opportunity for you. And you cannot be afraid when He calls you until this next level. This is your year of opportunity. This is your year. Listen. I know it's scary. But God is teaching us how to handle our fears. I know you like being comfortable. But God is about to call you out of Lodabar. Some of us are like Mephibosheth. You have been dropped. And some of you have been lame and you ain't been able to walk for a while. But God said, I'm getting ready to call your name. And when I call your name to come out of Lodabar is a place with no communication. Lodabar is a place where there is no blessing. Lodabar is a place where there is no word. But God said, I'm going to send word where the place where it's not supposed to be a word. I'm going to call you out. And when I call you out, I don't want you to be like Mephibosheth, but I don't want you to be afraid because He's not going to lead you to the place to kill you.
Right.
He's going to lead you to the place to sit at the king's table.
Amen.
He said He's going to bless you at the king's table. He will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. He prepared a table before you in the presence of your enemies. He never said He's going to move your enemies. He said, I'm going to let you eat in front of them. Yeah. So you ain't got to get nobody back. You ain't got to be spiteful. You ain't got to cuss them out. You ain't got to do none of that. God said, I got you. God said, I got you. God said, I got you. I just need you to help me conclude this message. And I need you to touch 3 people and go tell them, God got you. Come on, move. I need you to go tell somebody, God got you. I need you to, come on. We gotta get out of the comfort zone. I need you to tell somebody, God got you. God got you. I know it don't look good right now, but God got you. I know you're tired, but God got you. I know you don't know how you're gonna come out, but God got you. I'm coming out. Because God got me. I'm coming out because God got me. I know I'm tired, but God got me. I know I don't have it right now, but God got me. I don't understand my skill set, but God got me. I don't know what to do now, but God got me. I don't know what I'm going to turn, but God got me. 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 I put my total trust in Him because God got me. I'm not going to need to my own understanding because God got me. I'm not going to run away this time. God got me. I ain't going to sleep it under the rug because God got me. God got me. God got me. God got me. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I come to encourage somebody today and let you know that God got you. God got you. God got you, baby. God got you. God got you. Come on, get your swag back because God got you. Come on, get your confidence back because God got you. Come on, get your dream back because God got you. Come on, get your vision back because God got you. Y'all don't know when to praise God. ready for the growth zone. The growth zone. The growth zone. And I want to share with you about this growth zone. Because these areas where in the growth zone is going to change your life. It's going to change your life. You're never too old to start learning. Don't you stop learning. And you're not too young.
Amen.
But your blessing is right around the corner. So number one, you got to deal with the challenges and the problems.
Right.
You got to deal with it. Number two, acquiring new skills are coming. Acquiring new skills are coming while you're in the learning zone. And number three,
Stay in your comfort zone.
stay in your comfort zone. Thank you. Thank you. Give God some praise in here. We get ready to receive an offering.